How you doing, folks? This is Jay with Overtwist Adventure bringing you another product discussion. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about these Doubletake mirrors that I put on my 2016 R1200GS about a year ago. I've got about 9,000 miles with them on the bike at this point in time. So far they've been pretty good, although not quite up to my expectations. And I'll tell you why. First, in terms of ease of installation, it just simply doesn't get any better than that. Really, all you do is unscrew the old mirrors and screw in these ram mount balls in the place of the old mirrors. Then the Doubletake mirrors come with the ram long arm and the mirrors themselves with a ball, and you simply screw them on. Okay, it really is pretty easy from an install perspective. The only trouble I've had with these mirrors is the fact that you really have to absolutely crank down on the ram mount arm screw to actually get the mirrors to hold. I mean, we're talking, I'm a big guy at 6'4", 200 pounds, and I have to absolutely crank down on these things to get them to stay and not move around while I'm riding. Part of that, I think, is that it's the long arm, not the short one, and there's just a lot of vibration, a lot of G-forces that go into your mirrors, so you really have to crank down on them. In terms of the good part, they do protect the mirrors in terms of a fall. I've had one rollover basically, and this right-hand mirror was pushed in from the rollover. Absolutely no damage to the mirror. I just simply unscrewed it and cranked it back on. So for the purposes that they really designed these, which is protecting them from falls when you're on the road, but also in the dirt, they work fantastic. They're also easy to adjust. So if you are on the dirt for an extended period of time, it is relatively easy to crank this screw and just simply flip the mirrors in so they're out of the way, down and out of the way for dirt, and then put them back out to the road position afterward. That works fairly easily with these mirrors, with the caveat, once again, that you just simply have to crank down on these screws to get them to stay. And quite honestly, it's actually getting worse over time, and I'll throw in a couple pictures here to show you what I'm talking about. The ram mount, because you have to crank down on it so hard, the ram mount ball, which is essentially rubber, is actually deforming. It's actually shrinking in size, which actually makes it harder and harder to get the mirrors to stay in place where they should. So, good product. I guess I'm satisfied to this point in time in terms of regret for buying it, but I think I might actually look for a different mirror system. I really don't want to have to replace this ball head every year or so, because the rubber is getting compressed to the point where you just can't hang on to it with these ram mounts anymore. So just wanted to talk about that a little bit. There's a lot of other product videos out there on this, this set of mirrors. Again, I've enjoyed it so far. It's just becoming more and more of a problem for me as I keep having to crank down harder and harder to get these to stay in place on the bike. So, all right, hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for another discussion or adventure by Overtwist Adventure.